Yeah.
I would.
Yeah. That's great. Why the fuck not?
Braised Big Pupper.
Yeah.
Praise
Big Pupper.
Braised Big Pupper. All right, we're going to start on that one. I like that. Praise Big Pupper. Anyways, welcome to SQSA, Stupid Questions, Stupid Answers. Talk about some stupid crap. On our left here, we got
John.
And Kyle.
Andrew.
Edward the Chicken Reager.
Can you repeat that?
Yeah, please repeat that, please.
I put chickens back inside of eggs.
Re-egger.
There's a hyphen in there. Re-egger.
I thought you were saying something German, just
Yeah,
Rager.
I thought it was re-egger, like there was a Jaeger in there.
Yeah,
No, I put chickens back inside
Re-egger.
eggs.
So you're solving the long mystery of which came first, except for you're going the other direction.
Wait a minute.
Chickens, sometimes they like the safety and comfort of the inside of an egg. So I have giant eggs. And there are chickens who can afford the ceramic ones, but most afford the plastic ones.
Do you have one for Alfredo?
Do you put the eggs back?
No. That would be animal cruelty.
No, that is for a different service.
Yes. You have to pay a lot more for that one.
That's my brother. He does that one.
Oh my god.
Just go down the line. Okay, that's disgusting, but that also would make for a very interesting omelet.
You just crack it open and there's a whole chicken in there.
Or maybe not even a chicken. Why does it have to be a chicken? Do you do it for like alligators?
Maybe. I hadn't thought of expanding. I could expand.
You shouldn't expand. It'll crack the egg.
Yes.
I just had the thought of like one of those rotisserie chickens you get from like Cub or like Sam's Club, just falling out of a gigantic egg.
Well, it is in an egg. It's just half black, half clear.
Yeah, but like if we just got those like it is, like it cooked on the inside, that'd be awful.
I think
No, you put it in a big green egg.
It'd be terrifying.
big green
Big
egg.
green
And a
egg.
big green egg.
Okay.
And ham.
I remember that thing.
You need to get hired by Kinder.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yes. What prize is inside? Crack.
It's the adult Kinder egg. It's like your new toy is a puppy.
Wait, what puppies are you re-egging?
Wait, what? Yeah.
Because it's a re-egger.
The saddest part would be like, this one has a puppy. You crack it open. Oh, it expired 3 months ago.
Oh no.
It's got little air holes.
Oh, that's good.
That's
but they
better.
have to have air.
Which would mean that it would starve to death.
But the puppy
Yes.
ate the chocolate.
Yeah.
Oh no.
No, it's trained. It knows not to eat the chocolate, so it's starved.
This is getting dark. Okay, so anyways, each of us brings a stupid topic to talk about, and we'll go down the line there. So, John, what is your topic?
Would you rather be a god or a demigod?
I don't know. God has a lot of responsibility.
So-
Yeah, because the demigods are pretty much just the trust fund kids.
yeah.
Mythology.
Just so I know, like the definition, is a demigod like of a specific thing, or is it about like the prince of a god?
A demigod means one of your parents at least is a god.
So think Hercules.
Yeah.
Hercules. Okay. I was thinking Zagreus. 'Cause of
Yes.
Hades. So.
Well,
I
yes.
I feel like demigod because at least at some point I will have the dignity of a death.
Yeah.
Well, kind
Kind
of. You can say that as a mortal, but if you were immortal, I'm pretty sure that you're just like, ha!
But if you were partial, if you were half mortal, half immortal, you would at some point expire. If you were completely immortal, you got to deal with that forever.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
Not even the heat death of the universe will take you out. You're gonna
Yeah,
be
but
floating through. You're gonna be
Hercules-
floating through nothing.
Hercules lived forever. Well, after he died, then he lived forever.
wait,
Yeah.
so you're
Well,
saying-
forever in terms of that span of time.
Well, it was the end of Hercules was he was put he had poison coat melted into his skin so that he eventually just was in so much pain he said, "Yeah, I'm going to go to heaven now." And yeah, then he just left this mortal coil and was welcomed into whatever the Greek heaven is. What is that? Mount Olympus.
Olympus.
Yeah.
Olympus.
I'm thinking that demigod would be more fun because you get a lot of the perks with less of the drawbacks, less of the work. Because a lot of the gods, it's nice, you're all powerful and stuff, but it's not like you have people to put that work on.
I mean,
So-
if you're like one of the like Greek or more sort of the Norse gods, you certainly had lots of people you could put the work on.
Yeah, because Thor is a god. He's not a demigod.
Yes.
And he's not working too hard.
No,
No, he's
basically just going down like, hey, there's some pretty ladies. I'm going to have some more demigods.
Well, would you
He's just
consider
doing that?
Would you consider Thor in Marvel to be a god?
I think
Yeah.
some of
I
them
really
consider
don't.
themselves gods.
Well,
He's as much a god as Odin.
But I think a lot of but
Marvel
even though-
gods are different.
Marvel gods, I think, are different because at least in Marvel, it is that Thor existed on Earth because he had been there or had been an influence on history. And that makes sense because when you see somebody like the old quote of any significantly advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic, and I think they even mentioned that in there, that it's not that they have magic or power, it's that their technology is so far advanced that it's just a natural thing. It's because it's evolved in their society. So are they a god because of that? It gets difficult, I think, to say that. I think that there are gods, the Celestials, in there, but because that is what I would see as more of a god.
Yeah, but it's hard
yeah.
for them to have kids.
The Celestials?
If one of the Celestials turned into a swan,
Well, if
that would be a really big swan.
it's okay because we have Edward here and he could put him back
yes.
in.
Yeah.
I mean, what isn't that what Star-Lord is? The son of a celestial?
Yeah, so Star-Lord is a demigod,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, he would be.
and Thor is a god.
I don't know.
I just consider.
So would you rather be
Thor-
Star-Lord or Thor?
Well, it's like, okay, is there a line where if you get past a certain strength that you suddenly enter godhood? Because that's where I think Thor is.
No.
Is a
Well, then the
species
Hulk
that goes-
would be a god.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Is like, and yeah, Hulk would be a god. But at least the Celestials I see as being a different thing from.
I think it's your term. I think it's you are either a god or a demigod dependent on your level of like inherent knowledge. Like your just ability to pull knowledge out of thin air,
Well, we've seen John at trivia.
experience.
Well, I
Is
think it's
John
more
a god?
But I mean, like your level of knowing being higher than that of some other being
It has to be
determines your
like-
god status.
It's where your strength or intellect is
the
not
term?
just a certain percentage above; it's an order of magnitude above.
yeah, but what's the word I'm trying to think of? Where you just like know things.
omniscience.
Omniscience,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
Your level of omniscience is higher by levels of magnitude more than something below you. Like you're going to be godhood. Like if you are in the middle of space and you're just like, I know everything that's happening at every instance, you're pretty much a god.
Well,
But
yeah.
if like you're on Earth and you're just like, that blonde lady looks pretty hot, and I'm pretty strong. That's a demigod.
And well, John, for me to answer your question, I'd be a proper like ancient Norse Greek god, and I would be vengeful and hateful towards humanity, and I would cause mass destruction.
Well, that's not a question.
Things would go okay for a while under me. Like, hey, yeah, here's some flowers. Have a nice time. And then somebody would
Wait a
just-
second. Is he taking my name in vain?
Yeah, one day I would just be like, you know what? I'm done. This has been a lot of work.
Then
Everyone's dead.
Then Hasbro comes out. We're ending after season 9, and then like Hasbro headquarters starts on fire
Yes.
immediately after announcement. Announces season 10.
Fire magnificently stops when they begin animating new episodes, and will start again. If they stop.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you're a little bitch.
You will do what we say.
Yeah, I just find it difficult to where a line of God is, and I never liked the idea of a God being just a person that had just been pushed to such. But then there's but a God to me is an always has been type thing.
Yeah, for me, it's not necessarily an always has been, but it at least has to be multi-generational. Like, if people are alive who were alive before you existed, you're not a god yet. You are a demigod.
Okay, yeah, because there's a certain like a more maybe not physically immortal, but an immortal type look, at least to a normal person that you need.
Yeah. Because if everyone alive, or if to everyone alive, you've always been there, like the queen.
She's a god.
Yeah, then you're a god.
So is Dick Van Dyke a god?
Yes.
Nobody's older than Dick Van Dyke.
An entertainment god, yeah.
Yeah.
He is an entertainment god, is true.
Yeah, if
There
you're
is
doing, there's a difference between like an uppercase G and a lowercase G.
Yes.
But
Yes, I agree.
okay. I'm good with that. So Kyle, what was yours?
It has something to do with Carmen Sandiego. Let me check my notes.
Where in the
Where is it?
world?
Is she
It wasn't not just that. There was
What
an addendum.
what if Carmen
in the
Sandiego was
world
parsnips?
What if Carmen Sandiego was parsnips?
What if-
That's funny. It's a callback to a previous episode. He's hilarious.
What if
A week ago.
what if she had a food truck?
That would be pretty good.
Where would you find Carmen Sandiego's food truck?
It's right over there.
It's where,
excellent prices.
it's where Waldo is.
Well, actually, this ties into our pre-show conversation because I came up with this before we started talking about it. But if Carmen Sandiego, or is Carmen Sandiego a better spy than Austin Powers? But the rider to this question is, if Carmen Sandiego and Austin Powers had a baby, what would that child go on to do?
Well, first off, Carmen Sandiego is not a spy.
She was definitely a spy.
She's an international criminal.
She's a criminal spy.
She steals things.
She never spies on anybody.
She doesn't.
Doesn't she?
The difference between
she's
a
not
s-
taking information. She's taking things.
Generally,
spy
national
and a-
monuments.
No, I played the games back in the. She stole information.
She steals the Statue of Liberty
trying
and
to-
the Sphinx.
You are trying to find her so you can arrest her,
Yeah.
but that's hot, so it's okay. But
Wait, was she working for the Russians?
uh,
She wore all red.
She did wear all red, but was that an
was-
allegory for the Russians?
you know
think-
what?
I don't
It's
think-
that lady from The Village,
Okay.
the Resident Evil, like the tall one. That's Carmen Sandiego.
Oh, that
Oh,
village.
okay,
I thought
yeah.
you meant the Shyamalan.
no, no, like the lady, the big boot lady.
Yes.
That's Carmen Sandiego. She changed from red to white. That would actually, if her outfit was red, she would be Carmen Sandiego.
Yeah,
Yes.
pretty much.
Like
It's that hat.
Yeah, she just got bit by a zombie.
Wait, does that mean Carmen Sandiego is a vampire?
Not yet, because she's still wearing red.
She did wear that
yes.
big red, the big hat. She dressed like Alucard.
Because if I've
She
learned,
kind of did, yeah.
if I've learned from Adventure Time, vampires drink red.
They do. She would have drank her own outfit.
I feel like we're just putting Carmen Sandiego. Where is Carmen Sandiego? Maybe she's in Helsing. No, she's over there.
Adventure Time.
She's-
What network is she on now? PBS, Cartoon Network, HBO,
She's dating Wishbone.
Cinemax.
dating Witch.
Oh no!
Oh my God.
That show went changed ratings real fast.
Don't take the dog pill, internet.
Well, was the Carmen Sandiego TV show on the same network? I think it
Yes.
might have been.
Yeah, because you had the a cappella group singing in the background.
Did anybody play the original game of Carmen Sandiego?
Yeah, on the PC?
I played
did.
the hell out of that. I can't even remember
You
anything.
can't ever catch her, and if you do, she immediately gets out.
Yeah, it was a fun game though.
I
That
remember-
was like DOS days.
I remember playing that game alongside Johnny Quest. Did any of you play Johnny Quest?
I don't know if I ever played Johnny Quest.
No.
The cartoon from the 60s?
There was a video game series for the Johnny Quest from the Johnny Quest like movies or TV show.
What was the name of the
See,
villain?
like that's why I didn't even bring it up because I knew no one else.
It's
knew
not
that.
Dr.
No.
No. What was the villain from Johnny Quest?
I never
It's
watched
been
Johnny
too
Quest.
long. It's been way too long.
I don't know Johnny Quest, but I know at least some Carmen Sandiego. And if and Austin Powers and her having a kid, like for one, how the hell would that work?
Well, he's the sexiest man alive.
You could never find it.
I was gonna say like in the 70s, but that was kind of like Carmen Sandiego was the 80s.
Yeah.
So and he would be like kind of he'd still be vibing.
Well, Carmen
Yeah.
Sandiego has recently had an animated TV show exploring her origins.
Wait,
That wasn't
recently?
necessary.
Yeah.
Her origins? Wait,
Yeah.
when? What?
Like in the past couple of years.
This isn't like when they just came out with Sherlock Holmes in the 22nd century, was it?
No, this is
Sherlock Holmes in the 22nd century.
I watched that though, because like wasn't what's his name like his assistant like super cyborg. Watson.
Watson?
Yeah.
Wasn't he like cybernetic?
I think they were both cybernetic, weren't they?
No, I don't think that
No,
Sherlock
might
was.
have been.
Because I believe that he was like big and beefy, but he still had a monocle. I'm gonna have to look this up.
I hate the show Elementary because it deviates too much from the source material, and then you're bringing up, yeah, but now Watson's a robot.
oh no,
Yeah, well,
Kyle,
they're
they-
coming up with new things, so.
Kyle, 2019. They did 4 seasons of Carmen Sandiego.
All in 2019.
Four seasons.
IMDb has a 7.9 out of 10. That's actually for something like that higher than I expected.
What
For a show we
what
didn't
do
even
they
hear about.
do in the show?
They
chase
apparently have
her.
a very discount budget. It looks very much like the South Park animators.
It's
did
Flash, and they discontinued Flash.
Why is there a
Yeah.
ginger guy wearing a faux Chinese?
Oh,
Yeah, she's
she's kind of cute though.
she is
Almost here.
for a 2D
That's
2D
okay.
waifu.
Okay, I'm sorry, Michael. She doesn't have hooves.
Yeah.
Wait, are you saying you wouldn't chase that across the planet?
I chase it maybe across
On my own, I don't have enough money to do that. Where does she
Here, Michael,
have
does
the
that
money?
help?
Yes, that's much better.
It's much better, Carmen. Put a Carmen Sandiego horse.
Yay.
Show the audience.
That was really quick. You
I
can
can't
Google
see
it.
it from here.
But
They can Google pony.
I
Sandiego.
googled Carmen Sandiego. Actually, it says Catman, but it figured it out. Catman Sandiego. MLP.
Meow.
Thank you,
Meow,
Google.
meow.
Thank you, Google,
Meow,
for
meow, meow,
helping me
meow,
out. But no, I don't know about those two. Well, we do need a new Austin Powers movie, but but they actually have a new thing. John, you remember the name of it? Netflix has a show that is Mike Myers plays
Yeah, the
like
Pentaveret.
Yeah, Pentaveret. He plays like 8 parts in the show.
Yep.
And you can watch it right now.
Really?
Yeah. It feels like Mike Myers, but then it also feels like the writing for it isn't as good. It has some funny jokes, but it kind of runs a little long.
So does it feel like Mike Myers needs money?
Well, apparently, I guess because he's getting all those parts,
Yes.
or because they're saving on their budget.
Yeah.
Every time I see Mike Myers on television, he just kind of looks like he needs money.
Yeah.
Ever since the Love Guru, it's never come.
Yeah,
That was a
huge bomb.
very low. Whose idea was that?
He still gets Shrek money.
Yeah, but like his filmography has been like downhill
Yeah, well, I like, and even on that,
severely.
the reason that I really liked his characters in like Austin Powers was he had an energy. Like there was something about he put into this character, so it was way over the top. And then Pentaveret, it felt like every other character was him trying to be different, but that energy was gone. It felt like he was just kind of like he's in a wheelchair now and just kind of rolling through his parts.
They should bring back Wayne.
Wayne?
They should bring back Wayne. It's true.
What was Wayne?
Wayne's World?
Oh, Wayne's
Yeah,
World.
Wayne's World.
Party time. Excellent.
They tried doing that with like,
Bill and Ted, excellent. The Bill and Ted was actually pretty good.
I heard that one wasn't too bad. But I mean, it's because you got Keanu Reeves and he's amazing.
Wait, would they do a crossover? Like, would you watch a Bill and Ted Wayne's World crossover?
No.
I feel like,
No, God,
Because
no.
one's America, the other is Canada.
Nope.
yeah.
No?
I think I would have back in their heydays, but not now.
No.
End of that question.
Yeah, I think I did that there. So my question was in regards to Pokemon. And is everybody, are all the humans in the Pokemon universe also Pokemon?
Yes.
Yep.
Because according to studies,
According to studies.
Studies?
and in the real world, every human is only 43% themselves. 57% is other colonies or other things.
Oh, the bacteria.
The bacteria.
Oh, you mean like the mitochondria?
But in the Pokemon world, as far as I can tell, every living thing is some kind of weird Pokemon thing. So is that including bacteria and other colonies?
Yes.
Right? So like, do they have? So if you got. So is it? So basically, when they have their pandemic, is it going COVID, and it's like, they're like,
Actually, probably yes.
like I don't.
These single cell organisms have finally outgrown their bounds, and they're suddenly 4 feet across, and, they can do tackle and scream.
Well, I'm like thinking it's
or they
like
can or
Zombie
sneezing.
vacation.
when your immune system kicks in, it comes with Pokeballs and it starts just throwing. Like I'm
He
thinking,
injects a bunch of tiny Pokeballs into your bloodstream.
you're seeing these the big ones rolling around, but then you start getting smaller and smaller, and it's like a tardigrade. Is that a Pokemon?
Oh my god! Wait a minute. That's terrifying. Actually,
Yeah.
Little baby.
what if you were? That means like red blood cells are Pokemon.
No. 'cause
No.
they're
No.
That'd be a part of you.
Single cells versus multi.
What's the delineation between an
was-
organism? Or what's the delineation between a Pokemon that creates red blood cells and the red blood cells themselves?
Oh, that sounds like a very dark Pokemon. Like, look, he shoots blood. Like,
It's literally keeping you alive. By the way,
Yeah, well, they would just like strap him into the hospital, like your transfusion machine.
What if the Pokeballs got into like your liver and then it just ruined your liver
now
because
I'm
it was
just
full of Pokemon keeping you alive?
I'm just thinking about like a Grimer or one of those goo Pokemon. Like if they like you cut like a little piece off of them, do you have like 2 of them now?
I think that works with Pikachu's.
I think that does. What? No.
If you cut a Pikachu in half, you got 2 Pikachu.
No,
think
it
that's how
doesn't
that
work for a
works.
Pikachu. It might work for a
think
Ditto.
I think a Grimer or a
Yes.
Ditto would probably
What?
be able to be like split like an amoeba.
I always imagine you get under the ground where a Ditto is, and his little head's poking out, but underneath you just got like the huge buff.
No, you're thinking of a
Dog body.
Diglett.
Yeah, the Diglett. Oh, you're thinking of the bird.
No, that's Dotrio.
Just cut them all up. See what happens.
So you've got a bird, you've got a mole, and then you've got Play-Doh.
They're all food.
Bird, mole, and Play-Doh are all food.
Well, like what are all food Pokemon?
Yeah, everything that they're eating is Pokemon.
Everything. So they're
Yes,
chopping
yeah.
up Pokemon to put stuff in.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
plants are Pokemon.
They're the ones who didn't win the
Yeah, I mean, some of
gym
the plants
battle.
are, man.
Some of them are.
If you want a salad, you're killing an oddish.
Vegetarians must have a really rough time. In
There
the Pokemon
is no
universe.
vegetarians.
And that,
They just don't. They starved
No.
long ago.
If they want to eat salt, there's some Pokemon that's completely made out of salt.
Literally, man.
well, that got me thinking with it's like their sweat. That got me thinking with Pokeballs though. Like the Pokeballs themselves have so many uses in like horrible ways. Like you could just be like that guy who didn't pay his whatever, and so you just shove like you get a whole bunch with like Snorlaxes, and then you make him eat them, and then you punch him in the stomach.
jeez.
But
What
the
the
Pokeball is the size of an apple.
But when it opens,
Whoa, it is
you can't
like the size
swallow
of
an apple.
not when
It
it's
is the
small.
size of a marble when
not,
it's small.
Not swallowing them, but like you went down to Puerto Rico. You got
Why
you
Puerto
got
Rico?
you got abducted, and then you had your
Inject-
and then you had your kidney taken out.
and a
They sold
Snorlax.
they sold your kidney, but they put a Pokeball inside, and they told you if you tell anybody, they're gonna say the magic word, and the Pokeball's gonna open.
yeah.
You can do that with a bomb.
Yeah, but a Pokeball is like ubiquitous. It doesn't matter what is
It's
on
not
the inside of it.
ubiquitous in your liver.
I like
No, if you get it put into your body,
there is
stitched in.
That's like, oh, it's just a Duracell battery. But it's right in my kidney.
I like the idea of it. Like, so he's just standing there and goes, no, and then he blows up and it's like, Pikachu. Oh.
Just a horrific gore ball, and then Pikachu
Dude
just
standing there.
It's like, oh my god.
I have to be careful
So-
answering your question because my question also deals with Pokemon.
Really?
Oh, okay.
What? Are you saying that Pikachu is in someone else's kidney?
Could be.
How small do
understand
we
that.
have to cut up a Ditto in your question?
How many people need to eat?
Wait, can Dittos grow?
No.
I don't.
Like, if a Ditto turned into a
evolve.
Snorlax, like the Ditto was...
Oh, you kill it when it's transformed.
No, the Ditto was like... You could hold the size of a bread box, and it turns into a Snorlax. Is that just a tiny Snorlax?
No.
No,
no.
I don't know where the mask comes from.
Yeah.
It turns into a full-size Snorlax.
For the entirety of the Pokemon universe's existence, that guy who works in the daycare has no idea where any of the Pokemon come from, but they are definitely full sized.
Yeah.
Well,
You
they-
go pick up that
okay.
Staryu, it is going to be 14 kilograms.
The
So-
Pokemon movie, the live action one,
Yeah.
had the Dittos, and they were going to real size.
So,
Yeah.
if you cut a Ditto, let's not say in half, you cut just a little piece off of a Ditto, that little piece can instantly transform into a full Ditto because they can change
It
size.
probably would just bleed to death.
Well, no, what,
It's
hap-
a goo.
It just has the one artery running throughout its entire body.
what if you took 2 Dittos and you like put them in a blender?
Then
Okay.
It'd be the
Then you
blender
drink
mod.
it.
But
Then you have a smoothie.
then you have a
wait, no, each Ditto,
Ditto smoothie.
the whole body of Ditto is kind of fluid and it moves around, but they have one smile.
Does it actually? I don't think it's fluid. I think it literally holds shape. It just has a
it's like
It's silly
play.
putty.
yeah, but it doesn't like randomly change shape.
So it says
Like,
Ditto.
it can't change into a flat board.
I checked the wiki.
Is there a flatboard Pokemon? Because if
Ditto
there is,
an amoeba-like Pokemon in an amorphous stage, a trait shared with stem cells, which may have been the motive behind the creation. So basically, it is in a thing of cells that have not yet had a purpose.
it's a ball of stem cells.
So it's what's the Blob? The movie The Blob.
Beware of the blob, it creeps
The smooth.
and seeps
The Smooze.
and slides and glides across the floor. Right through the open door and down the hall. It grows.
The Ditto calls in
Beware
brings
of
up
the
a lot of questions. So yeah, if it's a thing with a bunch of stem cells, like if you do combine them, what do they become one Ditto or is it two Ditto?
There's no bottle opener.
Well, we don't have a bottle.
Didn't bring one.
There's a fish.
I have.
Be nice at the table, John.
John.
Yeah.
Oh, what is John gonna do? Oh no.
Just use keys.
Oh no. We have the paper towels, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Don't cut yourself, please.
I have. I don't want. Oh no.
We'll have to cut this out because this is just silly, but
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, just keep talking. I'm
Well,
working.
we can. We can
I'm working
I'm
here.
like terrified right now.
So
hey,
Okay.
he did it. He almost went in my drink. Yes. Now, if plants are Pokemon and you take their grapes, then is it Pokemon wine?
Yes.
It's everything's Pokemon.
Everything is Pokemon.
Does that oil?
Which brings me,
Yeah, Grimer.
yeah.
oil?
You
wait,
just
wait.
Grimer is oil.
You refine the Grimer.
Wait, is Grimer just
Grimer is-
compressed like?
Industrial waste.
Grimer is yes, literally industrial waste.
But I mean, if you extract the oil from under the ground, which is apparently the compressed bodies of other Pokemon,
Ghost Pokemon.
eventually it just makes
Wait.
other Pokemon.
If we get into that, I'm gonna want to start my question.
okay, well, we should start your
okay.
question then.
Because this is I'm being careful. Okay, so there's might be no context necessary. Oh, I gotta drink this first. All right, we're drinking this.
Right?
It's good.
Oh yeah, very good.
So I don't think that any context is necessary. But if you guys have questions, ask me. Was Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray the original Pokemon Masters?
How does that have to do anything with oil?
What?
No, I will explain.
Wait, where'd you think that
Yes.
we were gonna just eventually get?
no,
Well, he was
no.
bringing up ghost Pokemon.
Yeah, Ghostbusters, because they were catching.
They were catching ghosts. But my thought is like, what are ghost Pokemon? Are they like the wandering souls of the damned?
They are expressively said to be that way. Yes.
Yes. Like,
Expressly said.
Are they vegan?
yes,
Are they vegan?
No, they're
like-
vegetarian but not vegan.
Like my thought is, are there just a bunch of kids that have been like let loose by their parents into the world to become Pokemon masters, just hanging around hospitals waiting for old ladies to die so they can catch their like
all those emo kids definitely
They're just like-
are hanging around the
They
hospital.
did that in the real world.
They went to that in the real world.
We went to cemeteries to catch ghost Pokemon.
I'm like terrified. Then there's just like kids like sneaking into like rooms and doctors outside telling them, I'm sorry, your grandmother's passed away, and all of a sudden, like, we got her. She was a shiny type.
No,
And
Michael.
it's like, bring back my grandmother.
No, Michael, you know what's even worse?
What?
So you know how serial killers in this world, like if they collect trophies, it's like
Yeah.
pieces of the body. In that world, it would be literally collecting the souls of their victims because they turn into Pokemon.
See,
I like the idea of like bringing Meowth in. It's just like, haunt her. She says she thought she would get to see her dead husband again. He's like, no, you're gonna fight that electric rat. It's just so sad.
Hey, you know what? If you're dead, what else do you do? You go from a cushy afterlife where you get to deal with potentially the same thing over and over again.
you're
or
definitely not becoming a haunter though.
I'm
Like,
gonna go beat the crap out of small animals.
it's gonna be a ghastly.
This is a high level grandmother.
I'm just imagining
Kyle.
if you want like a purple, a gold star, whatever the highest level of ghost type Pokemon is, you murder Ash Ketchum.
Oh, then you just take his soul?
Yes, and his
Hell
soul
yeah.
That
is
would be
gonna be
appropriate.
It's gonna be a hell of a Pokemon.
inappropriate. It's
No, it would be very appropriate.
yes,
Yeah.
he's a 30-year-old, 10-year-old.
30-year-old, 10-year-old.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yes. And everyone he's near. Actually, no. Nurse Joy or
They are Pokemon.
they're just straight up Pokemon. What is
Nurse Joy and
cop.
Officer Jenny?
Officer Jenny?
Yes.
They are definitely Pokemon. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just Pokemon.
Yeah.
They're the same person.
No,
Yeah.
they're just Pokemon.
Well, yeah, we would determine that everybody's Pokemon.
Yeah.
Because the majority of their body is just
That's why it's okay to use them.
I think you
after
could
death.
catch those cops in Pokeballs.
That would be terrible for Law
That
and
would
Order.
be great. Like police officer Judy, like, arrest that man. I guess I gotta.
But Kyle, you could have a cop in your pocket.
That'd be great.
Pocket cop.
Pocket cop.
I'm being robbed.
Pocket cop.
Jenny,
They're like, oh,
She uses Glock 19.
Officer Jenny, go.
I've been in that ball for 5
Officer-
years.
Officer Jenny.
Mortal Kombat?
What I
What is happening?
what I don't like
Mortal
about
Kombat Pokemon.
what I don't like about this, you have that, like, you throw out Nurse Jenny and it's like, I just had a really rough day and I just want to talk.
Can we just have like some good family time?
I just want to
like,
chit
no, we're
chat.
going back to the Pokeball now.
Like, yeah, let
Can
him
I
go.
see the kids? No.
No.
I'm just imagining the cop Pokemon shooting the thief, and then you catch the ghastly that comes from his corpse.
I just want to
Like,
Yeah.
I just want to hear you know, back in like silver and gold version of the Pokemon, they had the specific jingle going bum bum ba bum, but that's like after Nurse Jenny just like put 19 rounds of 9mm into the trainer.
Yeah, that gets in a weird topic, but Nolan kind of brings up a thing. If Nurse Joy is a Pokemon, does that mean that Brock?
It's a Pokemon file. Goddamn right he is.
There are different breeding types. There are bug types. There are human type, body type Pokemon.
We already went over that.
Pokemons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah. Well, that would be like, what's the one with the big beefy arms that does the?
Machoke?
Yeah,
Champ?
the one about
Champ?
Machamp.
Hitmonchamp.
Yeah,
or
he's kinda-
Hitmonlee.
Hitmonlee is
Yes,
different.
apparently upon
The one with
evolution
the
gains
skirt.
pants.
It does gain pants. No, yeah, that's Machamp.
It's like, oh, I love how they have a line where they're like, "Does Pikachu need pants?" No, wait, that one's too human.
Yep.
Give
Give
it
him boxers,
It may have 4 arms, but he looks very beefy.
and they're like,
Well, the
Give him
problem.
pants.
he goes and tears a corner and just starts bleeding. He's like, "That's part of me."
No, you can't take off my pants. They're part of my body.
Yeah, it's like Toad's hat. Nope, that does not come off. That does
not a
not
hat.
come off.
Pull harder.
No,
You'll get a ghost type.
Come on, Toki. People are going to get you out of that egg.
Toad
Snap.
is not a Pokemon
Well,
Everything.
how do you know? How do you know?
because it's a different universe.
It's Pokemon is just a word.
I
Or
think,
Digimon Pokemon.
No, Pokemon is a word. They're Pokemon, just with a different name.
I think we already established that the Ghostbuster universe and the Pokemon universe are one and the same.
Does that mean
Yes.
is
Yeah.
Mario
Very similar.
Mario
Yeah.
is Ash Ketchum?
Cool.
Are you saying Bill Murray?
He's the original Pokemon master.
He says, "I'm the best."
He does.
Multiple times, and that's
does.
what Ash tries to do all the time.
Yeah.
He's like, "I'm gonna be the best."
He was catching ghost types before Ash even knew what a Pokemon was.
It's true.
Before Ash was 10.
Yeah, before he existed.
Yeah,
Mario
when he was
was
10.
As a concept.
Isn't the entire thing behind the Pokemon universe lore that like thousands of years ago there was a horrific incident where everybody died and then everything came back to life?
Yeah, it was
Well,
the
yeah.
giant marshmallow monster.
And Arceus, or whatever the back in time Pokemon game was.
Something timey-wimey bullshit. But everybody who died, then Pokemon appeared, and then everybody came back. And now everybody lives.
Yep.
So yes.
There's a lot of Pokemon today.
Yeah. Digital
Yeah.
monsters.
Mine didn't. Mine was completely different.
Yeah, at least it wasn't parsnips. I'm surprised. Like, I just had Pokemon.
I started thinking about like the ghost Pokemon and like dead grandparents being stolen away.
Well, it's
Like irritating kids like sneaking in the hospitals.
it's either you're stealing the souls of people or the Pokemon really like eating your dead family's souls, and that's even worse.
Just imagining Ash Ketchum has the Pokedex. It says here that there's a 5% increased chance of a shiny type if they die a tragic death. Let's get them.
That's why I'm
Where's
thinking.
the piano and rope?
No, that's why I'm thinking the ghost type gym leader is a serial killer.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Well,
Probably right.
The only if they aren't coming from dead something,
Yeah.
like
They're crowding
they
around
born
dead
dead?
how
people.
else? Well, yeah, how else are they born?
Yeah,
like,
no,
that
they-
seems a little weird. Like, we're gonna give. Hey, look, we have brought a new dead person into the world.
Yeah. Now we're going to make it fight Machamp.
Yes.
We're gonna make it fight other bullshit.
Oh, no, it's just like that baby from that Luigi's Mansion.
The dead
The,
baby.
the
Oh,
ghost
the dead
baby.
baby, yeah.
Like, don't think about ghost baby.
Yeah, don't think about Ghost Baby. It makes literally no sense. Well,
No, it
that
makes
was
sense.
Yoshi.
It's
That was
just
the
dark.
Yoshi Island
Yeah.
sound that you just did, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it makes sense. It's
the
just
Mario
very dark.
baby sound.
Oh God.
I mean, I guess.
And now I have that song from
The end of Yoshi Story.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I can't. Damn it, John.
It's all
It's
John's
worse
fault.
than the Ewok song.
Yeah, that was Yoshi. The
Yoshi Story.
Was that?
Yeah, 64.
Top, top.
Oh God.
Yak, yak.
Jab, jab, dabbity, jab.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
So, audience questions.
Yeah.
Or trivia.
Dip, dip,
No, I didn't get any trivia. You brought up before that you were gonna.
Oh,
have
you're
trivia.
making John very sad.
I'm also sad.
Let him ask one trivia
I
question.
want a bullshit trivia question. John, give me a trivia question.
Yeah, give us a trivia question, John. Just pull one out of the top of your
I
hat.
asked you the question about Arthur earlier
No,
tonight.
never
Yeah,
mind.
you didn't even know the answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
A different one.
Let's see. Penguins.
It's not a question, John. Penguins.
Your question is
What
penguins.
do?
Why are they penguin?
Why are penguins so lonely?
Why are penguins?
Because they're in the ice.
Come on, John. Where's your question?
Oh, what's the biggest penguin?
Emperor penguin.
Yeah, Michael got it.
No,
Damn it. I didn't
no.
even get an answer.
Batman had the penguin. He was
did.
definitely
Danny
True.
DeVito.
Actually, Danny DeVito
Danny-
is the
wait,
biggest
no.
penguin.
Who is taller, Danny DeVito or an emperor penguin?
Danny
I feel like Danny DeVito
I
probably
think
wins.
Danny DeVito wins, but he's probably standing on a step or something,
You
or
have
the
step
bumper.
platform.
No, you have Google. You need to look this up.
Okay, we'll look this up. Okay,
How tall is Danny DeVito?
how tall?
5 foot nothing.
Danny DeVito, 4'10".
Okay,
4'10"?
4'10", and now
Almost.
emperor penguin.
How tall is an emperor penguin?
Okay, penguin. Oh my God,
4.3.
up to 4.3.
Oh, Danny
my
DeVito wins.
God.
He just edges it out.
No,
He
so
does.
they're 3.6 to 4.3. So Danny DeVito does win, but only by like half a sandwich.
Yes.
Yep.
If
Half a
if an
sandwich?
if the emperor,
Dude, all my measurements.
It's a foot long. It's
No.
Danny DeVito.
if the emperor penguin could wear the top hat, it would be taller.
Maybe, and he's probably wearing shoes too. So,
Cheating.
but it does mean that if you put them next to each other, it wouldn't be a significant difference.
Make them fight.
Yeah,
They are both Pokemons.
yeah. I don't know about that, but he's 4'10". Wow.
He's fucking tiny.
Yes, he's built a career around it.
Yeah.
No, he built a career about being an asshole.
Oh, that too.
He was an,
He's a small, angry man.
he was an M&M. But no one wanted to eat him, so it was
Yes.
the best day of his life.
He was an M&M. That was awful. We don't need to talk
Danny
about that.
DeVito?
Yeah, he was the red M&M.
He was?
Yeah, there was the whole commercial
For a
about
commercial.
red M&M wanting to be a person. And then he turned into Danny DeVito and, do you want to eat me? No. Do you want to eat me? No. No one wants to eat me. This is the best day of my life. And then he gets hit by a truck.
Aw.
Oh, poor Danny DeVito.
But he was fun.
Yeah,
He's Danny DeVito.
yeah, that's good because I would agree with that assessment.
How about audience questions?
Yeah, so we do have some audience questions. We went from within like 2 minutes. We went from Emperor
Yeah.
Penguins to Danny DeVito.
No, that was the question.
That
Who
was
is
the question.
tallest?
It was so solid.
So anyway,
No, that's Danny DeVito.
first question I have is from Flutterkind. Asks, well, this is probably gonna be a very short one. Have you ever seen me and Rainbow Dash next to each other? Are you sure they're not the same person? No, but I don't think you've seen like me and a bear next to each other either. So
Was this a rhetorical me, like all of us me,
No, me,
or
me,
just
me,
me?
me
When they say
specifically.
Me.
Argo.
me.
Are you?
I said it says me.
No, it says me.
Are you?
Wait,
Miming.
Mimi from the Drew Carey show?
Are they asking? Are you Rainbow
That is
Dash?
she's a Pokemon.
She is a Pokemon.
Because she has mini Mimi.
She's was it Mr. Mime?
Mr. Mime.
She's the Mrs. Mime.
Mr. Mime is also one of those things where it doesn't make any goddamn sense.
He's a mime.
No, if you in the
Makes
movie
no
it was
sense.
super creepy.
Yeah,
It was really
It was
creepy,
creepy in the
actually.
movie,
He was
yes.
great.
Yeah, it was
weird.
great.
Oh yeah, the
It was
scenes,
terrifying.
the scenes with them are great, but yeah, there's really no answer to that one because we definitely are not. But
No, you're Rainbow.
anyway, what was the next one? Bus Filling Phone asks, "What is the most difficult challenge you encountered in your life, and how did you overcome it?" That is a tough one.
There's this pickle jar. It was on there really good, and I really wanted some pickles. And the only way I could overcome it was by
Asking
throwing the
someone for
pickle
help?
jar into traffic and then collecting the pickles among the wreckage.
Wait, you played Frogger for pickles?
I just threw the jar into traffic. The person freaked out. Glass shattered on their windshield.
And then you
So
played
many dead.
Frogger.
And then
pickles.
I ate pickles. It's good.
You just ate the road pickles?
Road pickles.
Okay.
Road
You,
pickles.
you had to play Frogger to get those pickles.
Yes.
Unless you had some sort of a cop or
Well, I mean,
Well.
the all the wreckage between me and the traffic.
yes, you had a
All
flaming
the
pile
pickle
of
wreckage.
wreckage.
Yeah,
all the flaming pickle wreckage.
warmed up the pickles.
Ooh.
Yeah, I can't think of a difficult challenge I encountered in my life, and because I mean, there's always challenges, but finding the most difficult.
Yeah, emotionally, you're like,
Let me spill all my emotions on a podcast.
Well, like, I mean, there's like, like college was a challenge because I know, like, for me, when I actually went to finish my degree, I was working full time and I went to school full time. I was
yeah.
online school, as well as it was just when I was starting YouTube.
I lived an hour and a half
So-
from the school I was going to, and I had to go 3 days a week.
and you had to walk uphill
Both ways.
All the ways.
in the snow.
No, but it was an hour and a half drive.
It was
every time I had to go to
110
school.
degrees, and you had to walk uphill in the snow.
Yeah. The hard part was paying off the loans.
Well, yeah,
That was a whole other thing.
well, yeah. I think I was able to get like I went to school cheap for a while though because
Yeah.
I went to community college, went really cheap per credit, got my generals done, then went to the technical stuff at a more expensive place.
Yeah, I would definitely do it differently if I could do it again. But
Yeah.
you only get really one chance. So.
Yeah, when you're going to algebra, it doesn't matter if you're at a prestigious university or some super cheap one. Algebra is algebra, and you can have a quality
Only
of
if the
teacher.
credits transfer.
Yeah, and that's what I did. I had looked up originally about credits transfer, and actually that was the reason that I finished my 2-year degree before I transferred, because transferring a 2-year degree and transferring classes is not the same thing. If I would have done classes, I would have had to retake like 4 different things. But when I got the degree, I only had one retake because the degree just automatically checks boxes without actually checking them specifically. So, but actually, I didn't build up any debt until private college. That's where I built up debt. But even then, it wasn't that bad because it was only for a year and a half. It was a long year and a half of 2 accelerated classes, 8-week classes at a time, and then working full time and doing YouTube. It basically my entire life was nothing but work, school, and animating. I did nothing else.
Now it's just work and animating.
Yep.
Yeah, kind of. So, but no, it's easier, but there's other stuff going on too. But you have weekly obligations. That's not the same thing where every week you have to be doing specific things on everything. But that was a challenge. But I overcome it by caffeine.
Yeah. And then I'm needing more and more of that as of late.
I didn't have any today.
I've had 2 cups.
What challenges did you guys have?
I've lived a charmed life.
Nothing ever bad has happened to
just
me.
thinking
Grew
about
up rich and
every
rich.
challenge that I've had, like physical challenges. Oh, I went through basics,
Yeah,
so
you
I
know.
can't bring that
Well,
up.
no, you had the mountain. You brought up that story before.
Yes, I climbed a mountain.
Yeah, but and that was a story you brought up on a
Yep.
previous one. That was a challenge.
I had a dude
it
climb
was.
me and shove a tobacco sucker into my mouth.
Yeah, I don't have that
That's a
in my
different story.
history.
What the,
Hold-
what the
hold
hell does
on.
that mean?
Listen,
Nope.
you know what? Yes, this
Tobacco sucker.
Well, it was like I used to strip tobacco in a barn a lot when I was a kid because we helped out family with farm stuff. And there was this one dude, my uncle's brother, who was a jockey. So he's like this little dude, Danny DeVito height. And
Not Danny DeVito weight, but
no, very thin, tiny guy. And he's like, I bet I could. I was like 14 at the time, and I was already like as big as I am now, if not a little bigger, like this way. And he's like, I might be small, but I can kick your butt. That's the censored version. And I'm like, okay. He's like, I can prove it because he was like, whatever. So
Napoleon complex.
so he waited.
I'm gonna take over Europe. Just watch me.
I'm just standing there, and the next thing I know, he jumps up on my back, starts grabbing a bunch of like tobacco suckers off of a table and shoving them in my mouth.
Tobacco sucker.
Yeah, it's not the leaf.
the
It's
hell
like
are you
the
talking
little
about?
sticker thing.
You know when you're at the dentist and they have those little suckers for the
No.
kids?
Yeah, that's what I'm imagining.
No, it's
Dumbbell
like
tobacco flavor.
there's the leaves that you actually use,
Yeah.
and then there's like the little pods that are sticky and almost tar-like,
At the end,
like all over it.
The
They're
stuff
not
that you don't put in the joint.
the stuff you don't put in those cigarettes. He was shoving that into my mouth.
Yeah.
and this
seeds and
person was a
stems.
friend, or this
He was
person?
my uncle's brother.
That's salt. You know, actually, that's battery.
That was
All right.
Wait,
long time ago.
if a jockey attacks a child,
I was bigger.
He gets turned into
14.
jockey meat. So that one Simpsons gag.
who buys jockey meat?
So, Michael,
Mr. Burns.
Yeah.
this was your most difficult challenge you overcome.
No, this is just a random story that came up.
No, so the answer for Michael is Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that was a challenge.
Mine
you
was
overcame.
well,
Well,
many things, but Georgia was one of them.
yeah, going
You
to
were-
basic. But that was a challenge. But I think that it was when you knew going into, like, to me, a challenge is one that you don't think you can get through. But I'm pretty sure you knew you were going to get through it.
No.
I had to, but I
He
was
did
there
not
at that point.
survive the harsh
isn't real
wilderness of Georgia.
I came out a different person in a little bit of respect, so it was transformative in some different way, but yeah.
And John's challenge is
I work at a bank.
everything's easy.
The cream cheese was too warm. My bagel.
And I called the manager over immediately.
Well, I remember walking a half mile through negative 30-degree temperatures with wet feet, but
Did I?
That would suck.
I kept all my toes, so everything worked out.
I told you about the time I walked 10 miles in the wrong direction.
I only walked 5 miles in the wrong direction, so you win.
No, like
Yeah.
I thought I could find a quick way from my school when I was in high school. I'm like, I bet I can walk home faster than the bus can get me because the bus took a real long way around.
Did you see any bison on your way?
I didn't see any bison on the way
So again, I had an easier
So
time.
you just kept going for 10 miles.
until the sun went down, and then I walked over. And then I was passing some random person's house. I didn't know who was in there, but I didn't have a phone, so I just like knocked on their door and like, hey, yeah, can I make a call? I'm really lost and it's getting dark.
You sound like a child that should have been wearing a helmet.
Wait, yes, you do. So you, in your infinite childlike wisdom,
In high school, yes.
Well,
Well,
decided that you would walk home in a direction you didn't know would take you home.
yeah, I thought it was roughly
Okay.
that way. You know what?
Roughly that way.
The funny thing is, I did walk home one time in grade school. I think it was 4th grade. And I didn't get home until after dark because it was way far away. But I did find the right direction.
Because
Okay.
I have
Yeah.
two stories
I
about
lied.
walking home.
I lied to a cop.
The first time was walking home when school wasn't out yet, so I had a cop come home because there also wasn't a key to get into my house.
Yeah.
So it was, he's missing. We've got to let his parents know. Oh, there he is.
Right outside the house.
We're still going to let his parents know. So I got in trouble for that. And the second time was I was walking home and thinking, that looks like a shortcut. I'm just going to go down this embankment on the side of the road. And then I went down and said, oh, there's a swamp here. Well, that's an embankment. I'm not going back up there. Maybe I can make my way home through this swamp.
Nice.
You know,
That's determination. That's
Yeah.
solid stuff. I like
I
that.
found a raccoon that was not happy. It was not happy that I had found him.
I feel this is appropriate.
Yes.
Yeah, but I wouldn't call that a
is fun.
challenge. That was
It's
fun.
when you
Sean getting through the swamp, meeting a raccoon who's also kind of like, what the hell are you doing on my lawn?
when when Michael talks about Michael's stories, it sounds so hick, and then John says basically the exact same thing, and I'm like, he probably was in a suit and tie.
Wandering through the swamp.
I was carrying.
It was the swamp next to Edina.
I was carrying a briefcase just
had my
filled with documents with my debate team notes.
Yeah. No,
I had
there you go.
Edward, my assistant. He was
Yes.
carrying my backpack.
Edward was crying the entire time.
The parasol was barely covering me. I got so much sun that day.
What a pussy.
Good time.
Anyway,
Jesus.
so Flutterkind had another question, and I like this one because it's basically a kind of a follow-up to that one. What is the easiest challenge you haven't overcome? And actually, I have one for you, Kyle.
Okay.
Toothpicks.
Oh God, no.
What have you done?
My most embarrassing moment of my entire life, but it was like out of a movie though.
It was like I remember it so well. So yeah, you can tell.
Well, it's more funny when you tell it because you have the outsider's perspective onto what happened.
All I remember is that we were like you were
at Pineda's.
We were at A and B Hamburgers, which was like the next door
Literally,
one.
it's owned by the same people.
Yeah,
the
same
kitchens were connected, and the door was literally just an arch in the stonework around
It's
to each other.
basically a strip mall, and depending on which door you go through, you can either get burgers or tacos.
Yeah, same people.
But we were at the one side, and there's nobody that's ever on that side. And so it was just me and Kyle waiting. And I don't know if the order was put in or not at that point. And we're just standing there waiting. And Kyle just nonchalantly goes to get a toothpick.
Well, I was like, and you've seen these toothpick dispensers before where it's like a little brown box and it has a lever on the side.
Yeah, you push it down.
And then you push it down and then a toothpick rolls out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well,
so how many toothpicks?
It wasn't that because the box was improperly constructed so that when I pushed down on it,
It's the box's fault.
you were supposed to lift up or something. I don't remember what the mechanism was. It was completely wrong. And I pressed down on the little lever and I literally went bloop and it tipped the entire box over and just shot.
So Kyle, I need to know.
No, there was different levels of this. You like hit it once, and then I don't think like anything came out.
Yeah.
Like you went to do it again, but then like a couple came out, but then you like went to go touch it to stop it, and the more you touched it, the more chaos ensued, and to the point where it was just toothpicks all over the ground, and he was just flailing, and then he just stares at it, and I am dying because he wanted one toothpick and he got all.
I did get all the
Is
toothpicks.
this the origin of a spillage?
It was pretty fucking close to that. Yeah.
No,
Which
that's from
came first?
That's Divinity first.
I could've-
Divinity came second. Well, that incident came first. But it was Kyle's face of like trying to rectify the situation, but it went on for like a good 7 or 8 seconds of him trying to stop it, and everything he did made it worse.
I can only think one thing off the top of my head that was something super easy to fix, but I decided not to fix it for way too long. And that was when I had caught a bee in my hand.
Okay.
Like I do. And I thought I could put it into a jar. And turns out when bees can see when they're on your hand and you're trapping them, they sting.
Yes.
And the bee stung me on the hand and it hurt. And I was afraid it was going to hurt if I took the stinger out. So I just left it in there for like a whole day. And my hand got so big. It was like twice its normal size.
It's like a hand buzzer.
I actually became fascinated by how much I was a kid just watching my hand get absolutely huge.
You know that
This
like
hurts. This hurts more.
But it's fascinating.
Still hurting.
have you seen the was it
Pain is
the
fascinating.
one of the it was the Marvel?
Cenobite.
Marvel has one of the superheroes that it wasn't Marvel.
Umbrella Academy.
No, it was actually, I was thinking, Umbrella Academy maybe. I was actually thinking
Yeah, the guy
My
who-
Hero Academia. But somebody that has like the big hand that just pops up. And I'm just thinking that's Michael. He's like, I'm a superhero now.
So it was cool.
It was cool.
I thought it was cool, like how big my hand was getting. I thought it was neat.
And, yeah.
John, do you have a very easy challenge that you just never have tried to or never were able to?
I'm really trying to get a primary care doctor,
Oh, yeah. There you
Okay.
but no.
Have you tried shaving the mustache?
go. They won't take him because of the mustache.
Challenge.
How?
That man looks like he steals trains for a living or steals bras and then puts them under trains for a living.
Yes, I've tried shaving multiple times, just every day, but I somehow seem to miss my upper lip.
It's truly a tragedy.
Yes.
The doctors are confused. I've tried anything and everything to get rid of the mustache, and yet it keeps Just being right there.
Because I want to be a supervillain, but no, I just keep missing my upper lip, and that's what ties me to reality.
It's true.
His mustache whispers to him and tells him to build giant novelty bombs and tie ladies to railroad tracks.
Acme
Oh
bombs.
no, it tells me no, don't kill them.
Race them around the world.
Race them around the world.
And
I was to make a
then I
nuclear-
get and then I get tired. Just I could race them around the world, but that seems like a lot of effort.
If I can make a nuclear hot
A nuclear powered hot pocket.
Oh no.
It would be so hot in the middle it would melt nations.
They already are.
You just drop it from above.
Yes.
It's inside the toaster wrapper.
It's like, no, it's pepperoni.
Oh no, it's far too hot. We couldn't possibly eat all of this before it kills all of mankind.
It's still got the little like cardboard encasement around the outside.
Yes.
Just slips out of it as it's falling.
You have to keep it in there because the point of a nuclear explosion is to keep everything, the chain reaction going, and that helps contain the reaction.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes sense.
Nuclear hot pocket button.
Fusion hot pockets.
Someday.
We have solved nuclear fusion.
Yep. Hot pocket.
Hot pocket.
That's it's gonna find out.
Jim Gaffigan.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's a scientist now. He's Dr. Gaffigan.
Dr. Gaffy.
Diarrhea hot pocket.
Anyway, so the next one we have here is from Soul Kitty. Asks, do you sometimes walk around the house with just one sock on or one of them halfway off flopping around?
No, never.
Yes.
No.
I sometimes will take off one sock and leave another sock on, and then I'll just walk through the kitchen and stuff.
Is that because you're gross or because you're lazy?
No, because I have one foot that's hotter than the other foot.
Do you have an uneven number of socks? Wait, why is one
maybe.
sock hotter?
It's because
I don't know.
it's two different socks.
I'll take why. It's not an
Like he's wearing
uncommon
one.
occurrence.
He's wearing one wool sock and one dress sock, so one's like 3 times thicker than the other.
It happens.
What is wrong with your room that you have feet that have such differences in temperature?
I've always done that. I do that a lot.
Why?
Take one sock off and leave one sock
Or is
on.
it the socks off, or is there just so many holes that it's now just become an ankle bracelet?
No, it's. I don't know why. I often have one sock on and one sock off.
It's fucking weird.
It is.
Which it,
It's inconsequential.
no, it's supposed to be.
It's what it is.
It's supposed.
Okay, no.
Sorry, we're fighting over a line.
I'm guessing Soul Kitty's in the same boat. Otherwise, he wouldn't be asking.
No. I'm probably guessing not. But
That
no,
would
I
be
don't.
a rather random question otherwise.
I am big on. I got rid of most of my random socks where I only have 2 different types now, and they're very different and very easy to identify. And so so it's either gold toes, which don't matter, or I have these other ones that breathe really well, but they also say left and right because they're built specifically for the feet. So like I'm always wearing 2 socks. I actually don't like wearing bare feet.
I think
How
I have.
bougie.
I think I have 6 different types of socks, but all but one are like folded together so that there's one. And then the socks that I wear every day,
Kyle?
all of them are just loose, and I just grab 2 of them and say, okay, this one doesn't have holes in it, or this one does have holes in it. This goes in the pile of holy socks.
You have to bite into it, Kyle.
So like I don't like having to. I used to do the thing where you dig the 2 socks together and you go to put them together. I don't do that anymore because I don't like that. I think it's stupid and a waste of time.
No, that is how you know these are the fancy socks that you're not going to wear today.
But I don't need fancy socks. I just have socks. I have 1 pair of black socks. I have. So Kyle and Michael just ate a lime.
Each
How is
got a
that
half.
going? Wait, a whole half?
Yes.
How's it going?
Good.
Kyle.
See, Kyle.
So
Kyle, I know
Michael
you're-
says good. Kyle, what do you say?
Kyle, I know you're trying to like overman Michael, but he has no taste buds. So,
No, I saw some.
how's it going?
Wait, Kyle gave
I
up.
hate it. Kyle gave up.
So
I did.
Michael has won. So this is another challenge that
Yes.
You had to realize, Kyle, I'll
So,
eat anything. It doesn't matter if it's food or not.
the
My
worst
teeth feel like sandpaper.
the worst part was I reached over and tried to take a piece, and Kyle said, "No, this is for me." And then he gave half of it to Michael, and then gave up halfway
You
through.
didn't even
his
eat it,
piece.
Kyle. You wasted food.
Oh God, that was awful.
It was delicious.
Kyle,
You want his half?
No, he spit all over it.
I did.
Oh, okay. Well, that was nifty.
there are gin and tonics out there that could have used that line.
Yes.
I'll finish what you started.
But yes, so we can go on to the next question here, though. We have one more question. So Nolan Void asks, "Are you done? Are you done?" Oh my God! It looks like lettuce.
He's eating pulp.
No,
Let's ignore Kyle.
yeah,
and
let's
read-
ignore Kyle. We gotta go to the audio. Gotta go to it. So Nolan asks, "What movies are a lot darker when you think about them?"
I know one.
Well, I always like bringing up Roger Rabbit,
Yeah.
but kind of. I guess it's just the end of it. Maybe not the story.
No one's already heard my rant about.
Oh,
Hocus
there's
Pocus.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one's very much.
Oh, that was the question that I was going to ask before the Demi-God. Which of the children would you be?
And
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
I mean, you're instantly going to think of the fat kid.
Everyone. Wait,
Looking at me.
you're instantly thinking of Gloop. You're going to be Gloop.
I did just eat a half
gonna
of
be
the line
Charlie.
without,
Yeah.
like,
That's what
flinching.
I was thinking. Everyone wants to be Charlie, the guy who wins the factory.
Yeah,
but
get
you're
him
saying
alive.
nope. I'd be Gloop.
no, I'm cooked into fudge.
you all
did it.
fudge
You
man.
were the one singing "I want the world, I want the whole world."
I want the world. I want the whole world. You know what? No, you know what? I'm going to be the grandpa.
Mike TV. Oh, you're gonna be
said a
grandpa.
kid.
Yeah.
That's not a
You
child.
are a grandpa. You have to be a child now.
I'm gonna
Wait,
be,
is he your Argo? Is Michael your grandpa?
He could be.
I'm Grandpa Joe because I want to be the guy who just lies in bed for 20 years until the opportunity to go to a factory I want to go to shows up. And suddenly I can walk, I can dance, I can sing.
The magic of chocolate.
Yeah, that
Yes.
motherfucker was bedridden
For like
until
20
he
years.
found money.
I'm not
Yes,
sure.
and then all of a sudden, woo!
I'm not sure even he knows which one of those two women was his wife.
Oh
Probably
God, no,
not.
no, he has.
Does
no
anybody?
idea.
No.
No.
No, it's like a battery. When a battery's at like 10%, you're not going to go and start running games on it. You got to give it a rest. And he's like, I have an opportunity.
Well, the thing is, as long as he was in bed, he had to have been getting up and going places to not have just atrophy.
Bed sores.
He was getting up in the middle of the night. He was going to the clubs. He was like sneaking out and like
Yeah.
living the best life.
He was going to those Willy Wankers.
Willy
clubs.
Wankers.
Wait, Willy Wankers?
That's why I didn't care which one of those was
Is
his
that my
wife.
British
part of the
version of
movie.
a strip club? It's called a
Wonka-
Willy
Yeah.
Wanker?
Wonka was diversifying.
Yes.
Yeah.
You had Oompa
Oh my
Loompas on the
God.
pole.
No.
What? No.
Sexy
Okay.
Oompa Loompas.
No, all of the male
okay.
Oompa Loompas were in the factory.
That's where all the female.
Well,
Oompa Loompas were.
like in Mario, when you have those like plants that keep stacking,
Yeah.
Oompa Loompas.
Wait a second.
How you have lime on your face?
A little bit, but
There you go.
Oompa Loompas. That's a whole conversation topic too. But
Yeah,
Oompa
from last
Loompas.
podcast.
oh yeah, we did talk about Oompa
It
Loompas
was,
last
yes.
time.
Yeah,
fun-
coming
they're
over the
fun
hill
time.
in the hordes.
Oh yeah, because you were attacking Santa with Oompa Loompas, weren't you?
I
Yeah.
don't remember what I did 10
yes.
minutes ago. That's me
Then
something
your
from-
last
Oh no, that was the one before that.
That was the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one before. The last one we did have Oompa Loompas, I think.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just did the editing for the last time for that one, so that's why it's on
Two
my
ago.
brain.
And then your last word was boars covered in molasses. So sugar pigs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, just thinking about socks, Michael. How many times have I seen you with two different socks on? Like completely different socks.
I got dimensions today. Got holes in them.
Today.
I don't know. They cover your feet so they don't get as sweaty.
So please donate to the Patreons that Michael can afford socks.
Socks.
No, it doesn't go to that.
The underpants
But-
gnomes have been diversified.
But we had a whole conversation about that before, Michael, and his 1 week rotation of clothes because that's all you own.
Yeah.
I have enough clothes that I think at least shirts wise, I could go. I am not kidding, half the year because my parents just got me so much stuff.
No,
all
when
the
we
time.
first moved in here, I was like, does she do laundry? It's been like a month since she did laundry. And I'm like, nope.
No, I
first moved in
can
here.
go approximately 6 weeks without doing laundry.
I can go
I
about
j-
3.
I can go
I
a week.
have so
have to do
much
laundry.
because of how many shirts and stuff I have, and just stuff. I purposely bought more like socks and underwear just to have enough to where I would fill up one giant thing of laundry at the exact time. So when I need to do laundry and I'm out of things, it's because it would fill the entire thing.
Look at this shirt.
I have a quarter of my closet that is, here are clothes that I should donate somewhere because I'm not going to wear them again.
Most of the shirts, like I still have shirts from high school and going forward. There are a couple, most I got rid of, but the one I have kept is my Dare shirt.
Yes, that's iconic.
Because I cannot get rid of that.
Why not?
I did get rid of mine.
Too awesome.
No, well, for one, I didn't even know I had it until my mother brought over an entire box, like my memory boxes from when I was younger. And it had all my like class pride shirts and stuff. And one of them,
One was the
I was in Business Professionals of America. BPA was an internship program for my senior year. And I don't know why we thought this would be cool, but we all got sweater, like these big, giant, big, poofy, like sweat hoodies. And it is bright white. There is nothing I can do in that. I mean, if I put that on and walk out the door, it's going to be stained. Like the impact with natural air.
Well, you have to be white collar to wear the white hoodie.
It is bleached white.
Yeah.
Like it is the whitest
There is
white.
a barbecue within a mile radius.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's giant and poofy, and like there's nothing. It was, I don't know what we were thinking. It still looks good because I got it and I'm like, that's gonna get stained, and I shoved it in a box.
Yep.
Like you do with most things from your childhood.
I don't have anything large. I just have a small little chest, about like a cubic foot.
My parents kept so much stuff.
It's literally a chest that I built back when I was like 6.
It's got too much
Filled
clothes.
with clothes from high school.
No, filled with little knickknacks.
Yeah, I've got a little chest that's about yay big that's filled with shiny rocks, silver, and Deutschmarks from before the fall of the Reichstag.
That's neat. Did you steal that from your family lineage, or?
No, that's that. Michael, what do you have?
What do I have as collectibles?
Yes.
No, collectibles, high school, war crime stuff.
War crime stuff?
Yeah.
I have some coins that are worthless.
Oh, nifty.
Yeah. I don't really collect.
Like wheat pennies?
I mean,
or
Wait, you don't have anything from your childhood that you collected?
I didn't collect anything until ponies.
I have some of the.
you don't have any.
You don't
wheat-
have like an
Wait.
agate collection?
Do you
or
have any wheat pennies?
There's probably a couple.
Yeah, I got one.
I have.
I have one.
Those are
Everyone
worth
has those.
1.25 cents.
I have the little cardboard organizer things that you can
Oh,
open
for the
up.
quarters for all the states.
No, not for the quarters. It's the ones where you can open it up, and it has a slot for every year within every mint, and it's about filling it in by mint. And I have a good amount in there. I haven't touched it for like 20 years, but
Yeah, if you've got
20 years behind.
if you've got 20 of those, you've got $5.
Yep.
yeah. Well, it wasn't about that. I do actually have. What was the one before the wheat?
Before the wheat penny?
Um,
Hay penny?
The hate.
the hay penny.
No,
No, there was a Sacagawea
Indian
gold
head,
dollar.
or-
But
No,
I think
no.
that was after the wheat penny.
I was like 2000.
Yeah.
I think it was
well
Liberty.
What?
I'm gonna look it up.
No, philology that's stamps.
No, I don't know if you guys experienced this, but one of the reasons I have nothing from my childhood because I grew up, my parents always having yard sales, and the question every twice a year would be like, "Do you still use this? Do you still use this? Do you still use this?" And if the answer was no, not in a while, it would go to a yard sale.
Well, see, that's what we did as well. Or my family didn't have the yard sale, but we'd send all kinds of
Goodwill.
stuff to my
Goodwill.
Well, it was always
and,
to my.
and cousins.
Well, it was always either my cousins or it went to the family that did do the yard sales. So all I have is like little agates, rocks, pins, ticket stubs, medals, army coins, like stuff like that.
Like before I got into the pony thing, you would walk into my bedroom and it would just be bed, desk, computer. That's it.
No nerd posters.
No posters, no pictures,
Nothing.
nothing.
You're boring,
You
kid.
sold the
yeah, but you're-
posters at the
I never
garage
had.
sale?
No, I never had posters.
I
growing
never
up.
had posters.
You were a psychopath?
Well, no, I had one poster.
Did you?
It wasn't so much as a poster as it was a piece of printer paper with an image printed on it.
Close enough.
Yeah.
See, I went to my dad's mechanics. My dad works as a mechanic in a garage, and one year we cleaned out the garage, and there was like a ton of old like promotional posters for like 1960s versions of like the Ford Mustang,
okay,
like all that
Ford.
stuff, like all that stuff. But it was funny because my dad hates Ford, so I had all these posters up on the wall, and then just one year he's like, "We're gonna get you some Chevy posters." So we swapped them out.
Thinking of
Wait, so you didn't switch to? Oh yeah, let's do some Hyundai or some BMW.
Nope, it was Chevy.
No, it had to be
It
American.
was a Chevy.
Thinking of big pictures back when I was in college, that was back when there was the different software or some of the software's coming out where you could take a picture and it would interpolate it across multiple pictures. So you could just print it on a regular printer and then kind of piece it together.
Yeah.
And so this guy's like, look at this cool thing. And so he like printed out this big picture and he put it on his wall in the dorm room. And it took like this whole thing. And I'm like,
6 pieces of printer
and so it's
paper.
like, no, this was like probably 30. Like it took up a large thing.
he's
And I'm
big.
like, that's cool. And so what did he print out to make up this amazing mural on the wall?
Army of Darkness.
It was a black and white version of Barney running down Normandy's beach.
That is well worth the paper in it.
I'm like, what is?
well, he
He's like,
did,
That is amazing.
and they weren't color prints, so he wasn't wasting money.
Oh my God.
So, it was the college's print because we had
Yeah.
like an
Yeah.
allotment and he took advantage of it.
That is amazing.
But it was the stupidest thing. I remember sitting in that guy's dorm room and like he had a mini ITX PC. It was like one of the super tiny ones. He had that PC and we would be sitting in there with that picture behind us, like 6 of us in the room just watching Mr. Show. That was all I remember in his room was just watching all the seasons of Mr. Show.
Right.
Odenkirk.
That was good times. I love that show. It was Odenkirk and I used to remember the other guy more, but then Odenkirk got popular.
Yep.
Oh,
Cranston.
no, and that's gonna bug me. I gotta figure out who did that because he did a whole bunch of other shows. He did a lot of the voice acting for Halo. I need to know who this is.
Never watched Mr. Show.
Bob and David Cole, David Cross.
Cross.
There it is,
Cross.
David Cross.
I never watched much of Mr. Show. I've seen bits and pieces that people have sent me, but that's it.
It's
No,
like
I watched Kids in the Hall.
it's
Yeah.
it's skit comedy, kind of like SNL, but they're usually connected. All the skits run from one to the other, and it's Odenkirk, which now is like an action star kind of like dad guy, and then played Better Call Saul. But
Yeah.
his big thing originally was HBO trying to like get into the market for comedy skits.
Yeah.
and that was their thing.
Well, you know how my television was growing up. We had one TV, and my dad just watched.
Yeah. You didn't have
TV
access
Land.
to PBS. You just had access to Nickelodeon.
Well,
So you didn't watch Wishbone. You watched Ren and Stimpy.
well, if my dad was home, we were watching I Love Lucy or Gilligan's Island or Bewitched or Green Acres.
Green
or-
Acres.
Adam's Family.
No,
No?
No,
Monsters?
no, it was TV Land.
No Monsters?
Monsters, yes. No Adam's Family.
I thought Adam's Family was on TV.
I don't
I can see
remember.
maybe now.
I'm pretty sure.
Monsters was. Monsters was. At least when I used to watch it. I Dream of Jeannie.
Yep.
A lot of the Andy Griffith Show. Tons of the Andy Griffith Show. That was on all the time.
Well, that was always in the morning for when I watched it when I was a kid.
So yeah, it was pretty much my dad just being nostalgic about his own childhood, and that's all the television was in our house.
Gunsmoke?
I think so. There was a lot of what was it, Ponderosa.
Okay.
I remember that show a lot.
Yeah, but back when he was young, his parents owned TV, and so he's now taking advantage of the situation
Yeah.
or the
I guess.
radio. I guess back then.
I mean, he was probably just watching what they watched. So
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men?
Ah,
The
yes.
shadow knows.
Speaking of shadows, I think we are done for today. So that is everything that we had for topics. I think we got through all the questions too. So thank you very much for the question that came from the audience. That's from
Yes.
anybody that's on Patreon
Yes.
or
Thank you for
Twitch.
joining us on
very much. Wiz.
Had to get it in.
I did it. So, anyways, we brought way more booze than we should have. So we
Yes.
still got way more upstairs
We
too. So
specifically yelled at Michael for it.
Exactly.
But,
Yeah.
but we all contributed to this
a
problem.
little
Yes.
bit. I didn't.
I did.
You had a birthday.
Yeah. Well, not yet. We had a bit of party though. But anyways, John, what did you bring?
I made everyone kamikaze shots.
So we had that before we started.
Yep. And I also brought key lime pie.
Yes, I brought that up, and I think you brought that specifically because I brought it up.
Happy birthday!
Yeah, that is a good one.
It was. I've been wanting this for so long again because it's so good. It says key lime vanilla and graham
You
cracker.
can taste the crust.
It literally tastes like a pie.
It was nice. I'm still getting through it. It was nice checking that
There
box.
is butter in that beer, and I don't know how they did that.
It's so good.
Put butter in the beer?
Indeed, so good. So yes, this is very good. Kyle, what did you bring?
I brought the Queen's Best, as well as a strawberry ale, which I drank the
Beefeaters?
most of.
Well, by the time this is,
No, it's Boddington.
Oh.
I brought Boddington's.
Okay.
by the time this
which
comes
is-
out, it's going to be like a couple weeks later. But for us, the
the time
Queen's
this
funeral was
comes
just a couple
out-
Yeah,
days
she
ago.
she was put in the ground like 14 hours ago.
Yep.
So God rest the Queen or some shit.
That was
but-
actually a pretty good one. I like that one.
Yeah, the Boddington's was
Yeah.
fine, but the Samuel
No, no,
Smith's
that was
strawberry
Smithwick's.
ale was really good.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I did-
Smithwick's! Smithwick's! That's the name of it! Ooh! Okay, Boddington.
Okay, but yeah,
Samuel
so Samuel Smith's though, I'm sorry I didn't save more for everybody else, but I liked it a lot, so I drank
You
it.
gave us a shot. And that
You
was
gave us
good.
a
Yeah,
shot.
I gave everybody a shot, then I drank it.
You drank the whole thing.
I did.
Yeah, he did.
You gave us a shot glass, and you drank the
You guys
whole
got to
bottle.
taste. If you want some next time, you got to pay for it.
He had to watch down that
You're
line.
like, you're like the guy that puts the bartender that puts out like 3 shots and just kind of slaps across and then just go.
First
I,
taste is
I
free.
thought that was an actual liqueur at first, and I drank. I'm like, I don't think that was a liqueur.
No, it's
and
an
then
ale.
it was good.
No,
though.
it's really, really good though.
Pretty good. Now it's gone.
I'm gonna buy 2 of those bottles next time.
I had a little bit left in here, and that was actually.
They only had one on the shelf. They only ever have one.
So, Argo, what did you bring?
No, I didn't bring it. Oh, actually,
Michael,
no.
what did you bring?
Kyle, you had one of them. One of my coworkers gave that to me when they came in.
It was good.
Yeah,
So
the
your
Boom.
coworker brought
It was a pina colada hard seltzer. It's actually pretty good.
Actually
Didn't
sounds good.
taste anything like a hard seltzer.
Oh, really? Okay, it didn't
No,
look
it-
like a hard seltzer.
It basically was a mix between a cocktail and a cider, like almost like a consistency wise.
Okay, that interesting.
It was very odd. Like I was not expecting it at all. I was expecting like a completely clear thing, but it was yellow and it also tasted like a pina colada.
Was it
Like
very
pure-
carbonated or not?
No, not much.
Okay, good. I don't like this. Like that's one I like White Claws. White Claws are ultra.
It was really
carbonated.
odd. Like I didn't expect it at all.
No. Oh, that's
It was
good.
You want to feel it on your tongue, not your nose.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, then what did you bring, Michael?
I brought like the party pale, hazy pale ale, but nobody drank that.
Nope.
And then I brought this s'more talent, which me and John drank.
How was that one?
Stout with graham crackers, marshmallows, cocoa nibs, cacao nibs, and s'more
Yes.
flavor.
Some more flavor.
That's
Some
that-
more.
More
How is
flavor.
it, though?
It's basically like drinking marshmallows and chocolate,
Okay.
but it's a stout.
It's
All
good.
right.
It's good.
Yeah. Okay. John is going to be the one to me. He's. That doesn't
Wow, my opinion.
Well, you're a
I
sour
said
person.
I said the same thing
I'm a
as Michael.
sour person.
Just it's good.
It's fine.
So okay. Well,
7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. Hey, I consider it mid ground.
Yeah.
It's going off of the IGN scale where anything below 4 doesn't exist.
Yes.
I think Boddington's is a solid 8.
Boddington's.
Yeah.
I don't.
In terms of a very easily drinkable
I
beer.
think the
Yeah.
first sip of it is like a 10. That first sip was great.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was as good as you went down.
No, it needs the head. It
Yeah,
needs the
but-
head to be great.
Now, if I had a plan
does
of
make
this going along with like a shepherd's pie or a pasty
Yeah.
What? Don't look at me.
with food, this would be amazing.
Well, no, I feel like with
Yes,
that.
yes, it was. Fish and chips with that is something
Just-
else.
Drinking shots and then switching to a Boddington.
We need to go to Brits.
Well, I think the Boddington was you hit flavor fatigue very quickly with that.
Yes, yeah.
And it was very rich, but then it kind of you lose a little bit of the great stuff. It was still good the whole way down, but
Yeah.
better at the top.
We
but-
need some lamb.
Just for
Oh,
the
yes.
table.
No,
Not with
Boddington.
not with
What?
Boddington's.
No?
Not with Boddington's.
shepherd's
no.
pie.
It needs something more.
A shepherd's pie with a
That is true.
Boddington.
We
I would
just
do a
need-
shepherd's pie.
No, we need baked legs of ham. That we each get one.
No, turkey you can have a leg. If you have a
I want a
ham
pig
hock
leg.
by
Oh,
yourself,
yes.
What are you, a caveman?
Yes,
That's not
I want food that I can beat my enemies with.
Grog want meat staff.
As you're drinking your Boddington.
It's the perfect murder weapon. You beat them to death with a ham, and then you serve it to the police officer.
That's an episode of Primal. It's just beating somebody to death with a ham hock while drinking a Boddingtons.
You have to pinky out.
Gotta be fancy.
But anyway, but thank you guys for hanging out. It's 29. We'll be back again in a couple weeks. Always, Michael, what's your word?
Cocoa nibs.
I bet it would be.